Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to the 7th and final upload for viewer submission sets week number 3. Today's video is an Entei set submitted to me by a user by the name of Dr. Lambo the Chief, so let's take a look. So to start things off for this set, we're going to begin by giving Entei a bold nature to increase its physical defense but lower its physical attack, and for the ability we're going to be going with pressure. As the EVs, we're going to put 248 into our HP to give us our highest HP stat possible with an odd HP number, since we are weak to Stealth Rock, 60 EVs into our physical defense, and then the remainder 200 EVs into our special defense to give us some nice mixed defenses all around to take hits pretty well from both sides of the spectrum. And for the item on the set, we are going to be going with leftovers as a way to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn. As far as the moves on the set are concerned, this set is essentially meant to pressure stall extremely well, and there are a few ways that this does this, or that the set is able to do this. First of all being that you have Protect on the set. Not only will Protect obviously protect you from any attack on that turn or any move on that turn, but it can also be a very easy way to get an opponent's attack to completely fail, because obviously protecting, while also lowering its PP by twice what it normally would be, effectively pressure stalling things, which is what the set is meant to be able to do. Also, to work alongside Protect is Substitute, which is another move that can be very annoying to deal with, because substitutes obviously will have to be broken, and you'll obviously take less damage when your substitute is broken, because it can only be taking 25% of your health for every sub that you make. It's also important to note that Entei has a very high HP stat naturally, so substitutes that you make with Entei are going to be greater than 101 health, meaning that a move like Seismic Toss and Nightshade will be unable to break subs on Entei, which is extremely awesome for any Pokemon that uses sub, but especially for a set like this, because that means you could effectively PP stall, those moves even more effectively than you would normally be able to because of how big your subs are. So Sub and Protect are meant to be used in combination with each other to obviously continuously stall out your opponent's PP. But as far as the attacking move on this set is concerned, there were 3 options listed in the slot. They were Lava Plume, Extreme Speed for priority, and Toxic. But I saw from, what I saw that this set is capable of doing, that the best one to go with, and after also talking to the submitter about this, would be to go with Lava Plume. It's your main fire type move on this set. It does good damage in itself. Also, it does have a 30% chance to burn, which is extremely useful for any defensive fire type, because that means that physical attackers will have a much more difficult time breaking Entei's subs and also just dealing damage in general. And for the last move on the set, it was recommended to just go with Roar, but I had to throw Toxic on there as well since it was recommended, but I figured it could work also in this slot as well. So Roar and Toxic are the last 2 possible moves for the set. Roar obviously is extremely fantastic for phasing out any setup sweepers or any Pokemon that will take damage from entry hazards, so like a fire type or anything that's weak to Stealth Rock, anything like that. Roar is really good for just getting Pokemon out of there if it's a bad matchup. But Toxic could also be used alongside Lava Plume to potentially poison anything that you don't need to burn or don't have to burn with Lava Plume. Toxic obviously is a little bit more reliable for dealing damage over the course of turns because it slowly increases, whereas the burn damage that may occur from Lava Plume is constant. But overall, you can continuously sub-protect on a lot of Pokemon with this set to effectively PP stall a lot of their moves out. This is also really great for Entei because it increases its survivability through the use of Sub and Protect, because every time you sub, you lose 25% of your health, but every time you Protect, including the turn that you make the substitute, you will gain half of the health you lost from making the substitute back just in those 2 turns, which is important to note. But just to use my submitter's words on what this set is meant to do, it says, the set's purpose is to turn Entei into an effective PP stalling machine so that it can stall out moves with low PP that would give it trouble, such as Stone Edge, Earthquake, Hydro Pump, etc., and also make it a very hard Pokemon to wear down. This Sub-Protect combo is pretty much the bread and butter of this set, and it is the best way that Entei stalls. Roar makes sure that setup sweepers don't take advantage of Entei's lack of power. Lava Plume is a reliable stab move that has a great secondary effect, but is somewhat walled by Pokemon such as Slowking, Lantern, and Quagsire. Toxic provides a way to get around these Pokemon. So overall, this set is just effective at being a defensive wall and PP stalling things and just being a really annoying Pokemon for your opponent to deal with. But all in all, I thought this was a really creative way to make use of pressure, and Entei is definitely a Pokemon that can effectively do this. But that is it for this set, everyone. So I wanted to thank you all for watching. Take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time. But wait! Actually, before I go, I figured I would just tell you all, thank you all for tuning in to all of this Sets Week, number 3. I will be having a playlist for all of these sets in the description of this video. It will be included along with all of the other viewer submission Sets Week's videos, so you can find, I think, a total now of 21 videos in that playlist. So if you missed anything from this week or want to see ones from previous weeks, go check that out. It's in the description. I think it's listed as viewer submission sets playlist, along with a bunch of other playlists that I just have in my description of my videos in case you want to check something out. But now it is officially it for this video, everyone. So again, thank you all for watching. Take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.